everybody. Well, I'm back to do part 2 of my ECT story. So I kind of left off with telling you about the physical things that happened after not being able to remember, just really being presented with like sensory overload, that kind of thing. It was a time that was confusing, exciting, terrifying, and beautiful all at the same time. There was one incident that happened that did change things. And the problem with ECT, of course, and I think I mentioned this in the video, is that it does have a high relapse rate. And I think it's something like 85% in the first year, something like that. And I think I really realized why, and that is just that, I remember those early days, even just having that sense of it would be really easy to slide back. And this one day I decided to go for a walk, and it was March. It was one of those beautiful March days where you could tell that spring is coming, and snow was a bit slushy and it was a little bit warmer. And I went out for this walk, and this wedding procession passed by. And the instant thought that I had when I saw that it was a wedding procession was, I wonder how long that's going to last. And that thought stopped me in my tracks, because I instantly knew that the depression had physically left, but the way that I used to think when I was depressed was still there. And it fundamentally changed me. And I knew that if I continued to view the world that way, that I would never know happiness. So I stood there that moment, and I just did this little blessing for the bride and the groom, that I hope that they have a long, happy life and family and all of the things like that. And I do that all the time. And that was 2010, I think it was. And I still do that when I see a bride and groom. And I'm right by a church now, so that happens a lot. But I always do this little sort of ritualistic blessing, because I just want to have these positive thoughts. And wherever I found negativity in my life, I tried to put light there. So this was a Saturday, and that Monday I started calling and trying to find a counselor that would work with me, because I knew that I had to go through each and every area of my life and to see like what damage was there. Like as if I had been in an accident, a doctor would have to have an x-ray to see what the damage was. And I needed to look at myself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and look at all these different aspects and find out what my thoughts were and what my behaviors were and work on that. And so I did that for the next 6 months, and I believe it was that really prevented me from being one of the 85% that relapsed. And it did kind of start me on a different path, into the more, I would say, alternative realm of self-help and healing and things like that. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in the next video. I just kind of wanted to touch on this one big moment. And I think it's really helpful for people that are struggling to begin to look at their own thoughts and to really understand how that can be affecting your well-being. Anyways, I hope this was helpful, and I will see you next video. So bye for now.